Yeah, we got my line mate back from the Mounties, Shaun General, committed to D1, came to play with me about halfway through the year, and we did pretty well together. Had a fun run, and I think it's gonna be a good interview. Let's get started.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
Before we start, how are you doing? Like, how are you coping with this isolation
Oh,
madness?
man, a lot of Call of Duty. A lot
Oh
of,
yeah,
yeah, grinding the COD. Just a shit ton of video games.
For sure. I think that's all of us right
Yeah.
now, especially us three have been grinding the
Yeah,
war
I
zone.
know, Jenny. I
Back
was
on the
gonna tell you.
GTA or
I got Warzone the other day, so we gotta play.
yeah. I think this
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
podcast is gonna go right into
A
a
Warzone game.
quad. All
It's
right.
totally just. Oh no, yeah. Just to start off on the hockey career, we'll get right into it, Ray. We can always hop back in. Just you want to run us through where have you played? And you played a lot of different junior places, but you want to run us through quick for everyone listening.
All right, for sure. I'll start back my minor. I started my minor career in Six Nations. Played there right up until probably Pee Wee. Then I went to Hagersville, another small town. Then finally made the jump to AAA in Brantford. My minor midget year. From there, played about half a year in midget and got a call up to Hagersville to play junior C when I was 15. So I was thankful enough to get some early junior experience. My first actual year junior, Hagersville invited me back. I played there for 2 years. I decided to make the jump to junior A in Noge up north for French River. Played there for 3/4 of the season. Decided I wanted to come back closer to home. Got traded to St. Mary's in the Goge. Finished up the year there, then played in Brantford for 2 years, where I was thankful to be captain there for 2 years. And
Low key flex.
yeah, then I'm
just had to throw that in.
yeah. That's the first time I ever had a letter on my jersey. First time ever.
Sweet.
And then then I made a jump to Paris and had a hell of a time there. Unfortunately, it didn't really go the way we planned, but hey, that's hockey.
Yeah, it was definitely a tough loss. Everyone took that hard, but I don't know. It really sucks, but at the same time, imagine making the finals and like getting our season canceled. Like,
Oh,
Yeah.
I know, man.
That
It was such a waste of time.
I would have
Like-
I would have cried if that happened. Like that would have hurt so
Yeah,
bad. Like
that would've
making
been
it to the
tough.
finals.
Yeah,
No,
that would have been tough.
What would you say? Cause you played in quite a few places. What would you say your favorite place you played in was, and your least favorite?
It's a good question.
I was French River was a small town, but the places we traveled to was insane. So my favorite place to play was in Hearst, Ontario. It's about I think it was 21 hours north from Brantford, like straight north.
Wow.
About 6-7 hours past Timmins,
Jeez.
and
It's in the boonies.
completely French town. Probably about 2,200 people, but I shit you not, man. It was such an like a old school type barn, and they averaged 2,400 people a night,
Wow.
and it was a fun barn to play in, man. Like there was my favorite part was it was a very hostile crowd. They hated any crowd that like any team that came in. Sorry, and there was no glass behind the benches. They just had bars up. So, oh man, we got like popcorn thrown at us, a bunch of candy.
Wow.
We had a drink throw. It was a gong show.
Jeez.
And yeah, we played a lot of big northern boys up there. So I got my ass handed to me up there. Yeah, like I made the team as a forward, and they decided to move me back to a defenseman 3 games in, and so I was completely out of my element.
You play defense
I
there?
know. Yeah, I only played. I made the team as a centerman, and then they're like, "We're gonna try you back on the back end," and then they never took me off. I played my whole 3/4 of the season there.
Wow.
I had no idea
That
what I was
would be
doing.
tough.
man, I was like a dash 30, 40. Man, I was so bad. Couldn't do it back there. But
Would you say you grew as a
that's so
player?
unfair. Like,
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
that's tough. The
Yeah,
atmosphere.
absolutely. Though, it made me, see the game from a whole different perspective, like playing in the back
100%.
end. But but other than that, it was a really tough transition, especially making the jump from junior C to junior A was already big enough, and then having to play a position I never played in my life before. It was pretty rough go.
Yeah, that's huge. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So you'd
But,
say that's your best place, favorite place?
Yeah, for sure.
You don't gotta ask
but
for the worst. I don't think you need a
Yeah.
10.1.
It
Let's
was
start
when
in
you went on the
order.
line with you, Matt.
Yeah,
That's the
that was
worst
the
one.
worst. Wow, just throwing shots, Nate. Let's start in order with the junior, right? We've asked people. So we've had I don't know if you checked out the podcast, but so we've had 2 OHL guys and we've had 2 football oriented guys so far. And we asked them both about minor hockey just because they're both fresh. They're 2 years in, but you have 4 years of junior, right? So there is such a.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk? This is just something that come to me now. But do you want to talk to how big of a difference minor hockey is compared to junior? Like, it's a whole different ballgame, but it's also, I found like juniors way more fun, way better to play than minor hockey.
Oh yeah, 100%. For me, where I played where I played minor, it was a little bit of a gong show growing up on playing on the reserve because the majority of the kids on my team they were lacrosse players, right? And they only played hockey because they wanted to come in and fight. So we had multiple bench clearing brawls in minor, and they're all on YouTube if you want to check them out.
Pee-wee.
We had one bench clearing brawl in Pee Wee,
Wow.
and then we had another one the next year. My first year Bantam in the OMHA finals in game 1.
In the
And
and
Game 1, just ready.
and it all started because so there was a puck thrown down the ice, and the goalie came out to play it, and our biggest goon on the team took him right out, leveled him,
Leveled their goalie?
like both his glove blocker flying in the air, helmet popped off, and that started a shit show. Then it started as a line brawl, and all the fans got into it. There was some racial slurs being thrown around there, and our crowd went and got into it, their crowd, and there was a huge ball in the stands. It's all on YouTube if you guys want to check it out. It's insane.
Wow.
I do want to check it
Yeah,
out.
I know.
That is brutal.
What
That's
would you
crazy.
look up to find that? Bench brawl?
Look up Six Nations versus Tweed. It'll pop up. It was all over the news and everything. It's funny.
Wow.
Prior to the brawl, one of our guys got kicked out, and you can actually see him and all the parents throwing hands, like what were we, 14 maybe? But he's in there just throwing bombs on full-on adults.
crazy.
Like it's crazy, man.
That's brutal.
But yeah, from there on there, and out for the rest of that series, there was police escorts of in and out of the towns. It was a pretty hostile fucking finals, man. And
No kidding.
it was, but other than that, though, our minor team was crazy. We actually won back-to-back OMHAs with that goon squad of a team we had. I don't know how we did it, but we did it somehow.
No one wanted to play you. I know how you did it.
Yeah, man. Literally, it was half field guys and half goons, and that's we made our way out with it. But back to the original question. Playing like that, coming into junior C, it was really no problem for a transition because I was already ready for getting
The physical side.
stuck and actually my first junior fight, totally off topic, but my third game in, another line brawl. Was already whatever. There's already 4 guys fighting. So I obviously, I have to find the last guy, right?
Had to step in.
Yeah, and I found him. Away guy, 21 years old.
Oh,
for you guys,
no.
always over
Yeah.
here, so they're 21.
Yeah.
Yep, and comes 16-year-old me.
Fought you still?
Fuck. He looked at me. He's like, we got to do this. Like he knew, and he even we took our buckets off, and he gave me the first 2 shots, and then he just drilled me after that.
Oh,
no. My God!
At least he's a bit nice about it.
Yeah.
I got pumped. Oh my God!
Wow.
So no, keep going.
No, that's basically it. I got pumped, and then I was beat up pretty good.
Well, we were like just thinking about that now. Like I also played junior as a 16-year-old, obviously with you, and you played as a 16-year-old. And like, was it different in that Hagersville loop, or like, because like they've done a great job at cleaning junior C up. Like 10, 15 years ago, there was way more fights. Like I experienced 3 or 4 fights in my 40 games this year. Like there was barely any fights, and like me, I'm obviously didn't fight anyone. Like I was okay with that, but they definitely did a great job cleaning it up, like the league, and making it a more skilled league and a better league. But was it different in that Hagersville loop than what I experienced?
Oh man, totally different. We have like Hagersville brought in guys that were like just absolute goons, but like love them to death though. We used to have guys. Yeah, we used to have people like guys fighting in practice, like fighting each other in practice, and like it was super competitive, and like everyone just wanted to take your head off, no matter if it was a practice or a game. Like it was totally different. Like, but I like you said though, it's way more skilled and probably better that way now because a lot of there was a lot of injuries back then, especially with that junior C used to be able to wear visors still too.
Yeah.
And that was another thing too. I was lucky enough to wear a visor as a 16-year-old. That was a shit show. That was such a mistake, man. Oh my God.
Oh, you're just taking sticks to the face.
Yeah, the amount of scars I got in my chin, man. Oh,
really? Wow.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, honestly, I was okay with not wearing them. Like, I'm okay with the non-visors. Like, I'd rather not be like getting cross-checked in the teeth with nothing there.
Yeah, like I had to have surgery on my gums to not lose my front teeth when I was in French River. That was another thing too. Oh my God.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I got to stick to the mouth. That was rough.
It's crazy how different it was. Like this year, every time I played with Brzezinski for half the year. Every time an older guy talked to me, I looked at Brez and he was watching the conversation. I felt safe for you guys who don't know Brzezinski. We should get him on sometime. That'd be fun. But I'm looking at his stats right now. He's 210, 6 foot, but he can fight. And like,
he's a big boy.
I remember like some guy, I was like punching, like not punching, just like shoving this guy after the whistle. And as we were skating by the bench, I skated by Brzezinski, and he instantly went over to that guy. And I was like, "Yeah, I'm okay." But that makes such a difference, like having someone that you're like I told him, I told him when I play with Brez, when you're on the ice, I feel like I can do anything. Like I'm not scared of anything. But it's crazy how much different that is, like how it was, or like 4 years ago in Hagersville versus now in Paris, right? That's crazy how much different it is.
Yeah, it's way different, but like I said, that's probably a change for the better. Oh my God, it was a rough league back then.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. Like I never fought someone in my life.
Would you also say like the physicality of the game stems from fights and stuff? Because I know there's a lot of like hitting and stuff, but like there's more fights than any other sport, I think, in hockey.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like. Man, like I remember I think it was, I'm pretty sure it was still my first year. Man, if you guys would have seen this guy, like you would have thought like he's a straight up boxer on my team. Like he was so out of his element playing hockey. Like he came in like do you know like the old visors they always used to wear in the World Juniors, like the kind of thicker looking ones?
Family.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Thick visors.
Yeah, he used to wear one of those, and he had Jofa gloves and a wooden Sherwood stick.
Oh no!
And he
In
used to play defense.
2016.
Yes, he that's what he wore, and he was like, he looked like a bodybuilder, man. Like, we couldn't skate to save the life of him. Oh my god, he was so bad.
That's
Just an
Unfortunately, it was.
goon.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Recruiting like UFC fighters just to go on the team and fight people.
Literally, man.
Keith, going off what you said, I want to put in my 2 cents in this. I think that fighting stems from the hitting, and I like listening to all these hockey podcasts like Spittin' and Chicklets and stuff like that. They always say that hockey is the only sport where you can police yourself in the way, and I never realized that. I always thought fighting was stupid, and I'm not saying fighting's great, but I think sometimes it's necessary, and I never realized that, how it really worked, until I got to junior and I experienced being a younger guy and like having those older guys where you like policing the game. I really realized that in junior, and that's why I think that it kind of comes from the hitting. I wouldn't say hitting comes from the fighting.
Yeah.
I'd also say like in
sure.
other sports, like because I'm a football guy, and I know like you get really angry when you're playing because people do a lot of stupid things, and you can't just fight someone in football because there's 12 other guys gonna like destroy you in 3 seconds if you do anything. So
Right.
Oh yeah.
yeah, just thinking like the hockey whole thing, like you fighting, like you can get your steam off a lot quicker. Like football, you have to just soak it in and like get it out in 3 seconds or whatever. But with hockey, you can just let it out with one brawl and then you're good again.
Yeah, and I don't want to get like too off topic, but like even in like say NHL, or I'm surprised that fighting isn't even banned, but that's kind of like the commercialized way of like, I guess like
it's where the views
not 100%, but it's for the views. Yeah, like for definitely people that don't play hockey at all. But I feel like that's part of the way that's like still in the bigger leagues, or I mean even like the midget or like the juniors, whatever. Like I don't know, it's probably just to get the physicality up in players as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I listened to Spittin' Chicklets the other day, and they said a lot of people think that you need to take fighting out, a lot of people think you don't need to learn how to fight. But what happens when your star player gets dummied from behind?
Yeah.
Like, what are you gonna do? And they just keep doing it, right? What happens when someone keeps running your star player and you're a fan? You're probably gonna be pretty mad, right? But if you have the guy that goes and does something about it, then you're probably not gonna be as mad as a fan, right? If it only happens once versus, I think without that, it can just happen over and over again. But that's just my opinion. And again, I was never big on fighting. I'm still not big on fighting. But once I started playing junior, I kind of realized the impact it had.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't know. Would you agree with that, Jenny?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Because like you said, like if no one's there to step in like that, then if they're just gonna keep running your star player, then like what are you gonna do about it, right? Like like you gotta do something about it. You gotta be something there for that.
Yeah, so let's move up.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Yeah, I was gonna say let's move into the Noj and see what your experience there was.
Yeah.
Oh my god. So my experience in the Noj, okay. Oh geez. French River. We lived. We played out of a little town called Noëlleville. Completely French town. Didn't know how to talk to anyone. It was a learning curve. Had to learn a little bit of French while I was up there. It's probably only a town of maybe 200, if that. Like it's a small town. But anyway, so yeah, all French people, and like it was, even though it was a really small town, like it was still a really fun time. Like there was, we used to have our optional skates. Like you could go on the rink whenever you wanted. If you wanted to go on with the team, if you wanted to go on by yourself, everyone got a key to the rink. So you could go in. There's multiple times where we like had off days and like me and like all the guys on the team would be playing video games or whatever. We get bored. We're like, okay, let's go shoot around. Go there at like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. Just go rip some pucks and do whatever, and we'd be completely okay with it.
That is pretty cool. That's something you won't get anywhere else.
No, definitely not, man. Like, it was honestly such a privilege to do that. And it was, so there was a shortage of billets at the time. Obviously, it's only 200 people. Yeah. But so our GM ended up buying a house like probably like a minute or two away from the rink. There was 6 rooms in there, so there was got to live with all my teammates there, right by the rink. That's sick. That was that was an experience, man. It was so fun. Like they used to have people like 2 ladies that come over every week and used to teach us like how to cook, and they cook up just unreal meals for us. And like it was such a fun time. Actually, my roommate from up in the French River there, he's actually playing at the Niagara University with me next year too, and we're rooming together, which is honestly pretty sick. I've never seen him since then, so yeah, it's pretty dope.
That is cool, and we'll hop into the Niagara stuff later, but we'll definitely keep going on order these. That seems pretty. What was the atmosphere like surrounding hockey? Like, did they care a lot? Like, would you get good crowds at your town?
Oh man, it was unreal. Like, so our home games were Wednesday and Saturday, and they literally used to shut down the entire town so everyone come to the game. Wow. And it was a fun time, man, because we used to have like meet and greets like right after the games, like all the time, and whoever was old enough could go up in the beer gardens after and get a couple beers in you, whatever. And it was completely acceptable. It was actually pretty sick. And yeah, we got treated like gold in that town. It was an awesome town. I definitely want to go back there.
Yeah, it sounds like it's like a pretty good like community building too, right? Like, especially if it's a small town, like you get more included in things, and it's like a whole like kind of source of like I don't know, just including like including everyone in and having fun.
Yeah, for sure. Like even the like there's we even had the team hosted a road hockey tournament right in our driveway the one time, and man, we had so many people out for that, probably like 50 to 75 people out for a road hockey tournament that we just called the day before. Wow. And everyone came out. It was actually so cool.
That would be sweet. And you're living like the goat house from BMS. Like, that's
yeah, literally, man. Like,
that is sick. Was the partying pretty crazy?
Oh man, behind the scenes was crazy, man. Like, after everything got winded down, we used to have a couple buddies from Sudbury. It was only about a 20-minute drive to Noelville from Sudbury. They used to bring just loads and loads of people, and man, the amount of times like we got in shit around there, like ridiculous. Like I remember an occasion where the police actually came to our house and told us to keep it down like 3 times. And oh man, we were so lucky we didn't get shit from our GM at night. Like it was a mess, man. Had to practice. Like they obviously heard about it, but didn't really do anything until about 2 days after. Then our coach got wind of it, and oh man, did we ever bag skate? Jesus Christ!
I mean,
oh my God, like oh, absolutely, 110%. It's worth it. But yeah, man, we used to. Oh my God, they're like the runs and like the gym sessions we used to have just because of like the shit we used to get ourselves into, like living together. Ridiculous, but like you said, 110% worth it though. I'd do it all over again for sure.
Yeah, that seems like a lot of fun. Like your perspective on the no, just like you're living in the middle of nowhere, and that sucks in some ways, but that's also like awesome in other ways, right? Like,
yeah, absolutely. Like, surprisingly, there used to be like a bunch of former NHLers that used to come out and watch us play and whatnot, which is pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
Like Doug Gilmore, his son played for this team called Powassan. We used to play for all the time, and yeah, I used to have multiple talks with Doug Gilmore, just asking about the Leafs and whatnot. It's actually so cool.
That is really cool.
Yeah, it was pretty.
Should we move in?
One of the highlights for sure.
should we move into coming back now? I don't know. We're not going to top those stories, but what was the experience like coming back and playing for St. Mary's in Brantford?
St. Mary's was another fun town, man. I was only there for maybe 20 games.
17.
But, so, yeah. And, like, so, living, like, with a billet was, like, really new to me. I never done it before. I expected to go into the French River, but, like I said, like, the GM bought a house and whatnot. But, yeah, I moved back with a completely Italian family. That was another learning curve. Didn't know any Italian, man. Oh, my God. But the meals they used to cook, like, just like homemade lasagna all the time, man. Oh my God. We used to have like 8 meals a day because that's all they did was cook.
Oh my God.
All they did.
The European
way. Yeah, literally.
Got your size off the billets.
But yeah, like there I had a roommate. You probably remember him. Darcy Winkler used to play for Air.
Yeah, he played for Air last year, right?
Yeah. He used to be my roommate.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was my line mate too there for literally the whole time I was there. But the amount of times me and him just snuck out of the Bella house and went to Western, hit up all the dorm parties.
Oh my God.
That was another fun time. Yeah, because I think London was only like a 10-minute drive from St. Mary's to where we were. And yeah, I got into, I don't want to say trouble, but
Frosh week
got myself into some predicament there, but yeah, oh my God. But playing for St. Mary's was actually pretty sick, like good crowds. And when I got there, they only had like 3 wins, if that, the entire season. And they just got done clearing out like the whole locker room. They traded like 16 players, let both coaches go. Like it was,
wow.
I expected to be an absolute gong show when we got there, because it was like, man, I'm not really looking forward to this. But when we got there, it was actually so nice. Like the room there is arguably one of like the best in the league. Like they treated us like kings there too. And my head coach there, Scott Thompson, he actually ended up coaching the junior A team here in Brantford, and that's how I got to play a little bit of junior A up here too in Brantford. And
okay.
Yeah, but he actually ended up hooking me up with the whole Niagara thing, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, so
and
I'm assuming we don't really need to talk about Brantford much, so we can just hop in.
Yeah.
Other than you getting the big C, that's about it, I'm assuming. So what was getting your scholarship like before we get into Niagara? Like, when did you get it? Like, how'd you get it and stuff like that? You know what I mean? Like, when?
Yeah. So it's actually a funny story. The coach from Niagara, his name's Tom, he contacted me after a game and said he's seen some of my highlights on 519 of all places, right? And he shout out to Darren, big Humpy's Tires.
Hey, Darren's coming on the show tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna tune in for that, man. You gotta let me know.
That's the plug.
But yeah, he said he's seen a couple of my clips from 519 and asked me to come up for a skate with the team. And the facilities there are so nice, and he just made me an offer that I could not refuse. Like it's prime. Like I can't wait to go there.
Yeah, that seems awesome. Deal. So that was when you were with Brantford?
Yeah, that was when I was with Brantford, and we talked for like 2 weeks, and just basically he said he was really interested in it, and just went from there.
You may have one of the best junior careers of all time, and then you get to go party in university on top of this.
Yeah, the heck? And another thing too with Niagara, they actually the school bought 4 houses side by side, for all the hockey players to live in. So we all basically get to live together. Yeah.
No way.
So like we got that, and got the girls lacrosse team right next to us, and the girls baseball team right in front of us. So
Wow.
I mean, like,
Perfectly
You're set.
yeah, yeah. I can't wait.
What courses are you taking? Like, what's your major there?
Sports management.
Okay.
That's another thing too. I can't wait for. They have like a really special sports management program. So we're in class doing whatever for like the first 4 months, but then it automatically turns into an internship for the next 3.5 years. And my options right now is to either work with the Buffalo Bisons, which is the Jays affiliated team, then the Bills, the Sabres, or I can come back to Canada and work for the Leafs.
Wow, that's super cool.
Yeah, that's insane.
What would you be doing?
Definitely. If I can't get into it, I'm definitely coming back to Canada and come to work for the Leafs.
No, but what do you actually do if you could, like, if you get with one of those teams? Like, what would your job be?
As far as I know, like they just do like they have either like you can get right down in the locker room and learn like just like the game based stuff what they do down in there, or you can come up and actually work for like
the big wigs.
Sorry, I can't really remember it. Yeah, like just work with like ticket sales and whatnot. Just whatever game day stuff.
Cool.
Yeah, that's sweet. Yeah, that sounds cool.
Yeah, it's like it's gonna be sick. Free games. Can't turn that down.
Yeah.
Kind of wanna. I think
that's
this question needs to be said. But what was it like playing with Mueller? What was that whole situation like?
Oh man, such a handful. This guy's a backdoor specialist. Like he was just always just camping around that back door every time. but no, all serious though, it was a fun time. It was just Mueller was pretty easy to find out there. Set me up a few times too. I think I've done that for sure.
Yeah, on your invisible goal in game 2.
Yeah, what the fuck? Did
that did not go in.
Oh, I knew it too. I absolutely knew it didn't go in. I'm not going to let them know that. I'm going to celebrate this one game.
You guys haven't watched it. I'll probably show it to you, but I made a pretty nasty play. Like fake shot and then went around the D who slid.
Yeah, put him right around.
Slid it back door to Jenny's stick. He goes bar down. Was not in the net. Jenny turns around. I'm like looking like, is it like it's playoffs, right? So it's pretty hype. So I'm like, Jenny, biggest celly ever.
Goal. I'm not.
Just
man. I was like, absolutely. You could see in the video, like I knew it didn't go in. The first initial thought, like I knew that didn't go in, but I'm not gonna. It's actually a funny story. I did that in there was a situation I played in Brantford where I like batted a puck out of the air that was like 3 feet above my head, and I did not celly at all, and the ref still counted it, and I got in shit from my coaches from not selling it. So that's kind of where that came from.
True. But I don't know. The boys are fired up anyway. Woodstock guys are probably listening to this like, you fuckers. we knew it wasn't in.
They call it back.
We ended up we lost that game anyway, but
yeah. But yeah, that if you look at the video, man, that puck's not even nowhere near in. But whatever.
I don't know. I guess it depends on the guy's angle too. And it was playoffs, right? So it was a good crowd, and then when everyone starts cheering, like you scored, like that. I don't know. That'd be tough to call it off.
Yeah, for sure. I would not want to be that ref.
Yeah. No kidding.
They need a police escort on the way out. They call that off.
Yeah, start a fight.
Well, now going in, might as well talk about we're talking about the season now. Like, have you ever experienced for me, this is kind of an episode where I can talk too, because we obviously experienced this together. But for me, experience Keith and Nathan know about the Woodstock Game 7. Was that something you've experienced before? Because for me, that was this is sweet. My parents had to wait to get in the arena for half an hour. There's that many people. That was something totally new, and that was awesome. But was that new to you, or you experienced that before?
I've actually experienced that twice before. My 16 when I was 16, 17, my 2 years in Hagersville, we went to Game 7 each time against Glenbrook, and that was our big our rival.
Mm-hmm.
And man, we had we were in Hagersville for the second year, and they had to stop letting people in because there was nowhere to go at that point. So they start denying people from getting in.
Wow!
And obviously, Hagersville Barn's not that big, but like when you're in that rink and like someone scores a goal, man, you can't hear yourself think like.
Oh yeah.
So yeah,
it's
leading into that
in the
game,
small arenas, right? Like depending on how many people you can get in, right? Because then they're right there.
Yeah,
that's true.
But not underplaying Woodstock though. That was a crazy game, man. Like when Raquette scored that, I think it was Raquette, right? That scored that.
I don't Raquette.
The winner there.
I know Jenny can testify for you guys, like Nate and Keith, like who never been in that situation. Like you can just like I just have an image in my head, and like you can feel it. Like you can like remember like how loud it was, and like how like your body just kind of like shakes because of how loud it is, and like you just remember that feeling. You're just like, oh, shit.
Yeah, it's one of those moments where even though we were on the wrong end of it, it's one of those moments where you just got to step back and just appreciate the moment.
Oh
yeah. It was electric, man. It was crazy.
Yeah, especially in hockey, right?
So much better if you're on the other team.
Yeah.
So much better.
Yeah. But like in a hockey arena, like it's so intimate too, right? It's not like you're in a football field or something like that. Like it's so intimate. Like it's everything. It's like personal almost. Like you could get zoned out and then just focus up on your last couple of minutes or whatever.
It felt like the building was shaking at the time. Like you're just like shaking. Like, and so like going through the play, like Jenny was on the face off. I think, we did mention there was like 3 face-offs and you went 0-3.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry to throw you under the bus. It's kind of funny now.
Oh no, absolutely. Like I should have been playing wing that game. Like there's days where I'm hot and there's some days where I'm not. And it was just one of those days. I literally told
Borges.
What's his? Yeah, I told him that. I was like, man, you could probably step in and take this job. He's like, no, man, you got it. All right.
Borges would be like, fuck, I'm not taking this.
Yeah, like even the whole like that series, like it was. I think Walker took the draw.
Oh man, like you guys, Walker was their captain, and he was an OA, and he was the best face-off guy in the league. Like
he
I don't
think
so good at face-offs.
I maybe won 1 or 2 draws the entire series.
I went 50% off Walker around there when I was on my good side, and he was on his bad side. But still, I still like I did like Borges would get me to take all the draws against Walker. I did pretty decent, but I either win it clean or I lose clean. There's no in between.
Yeah, like that whole series was like it was crazy. Yeah, man, that game 7, man, that was a tough one to swallow.
Yeah, so and then for you guys running through this play, they win that draw, and then I was on the boards and I was trying to get to that guy, but every face-off, the same D held me up, and I was like, okay, I need to get to this D, and I didn't get to the D, and then he tried to ice it because they were short-handed, hits off our D skate, he kind of opened his foot to block it, right to their guy breaking out full speed. And he just walked in, and like you just like, I didn't get to finish this part of the story, but I took a couple strides, and then just glided and just like stared, and I'm like, and I literally thought, I was like, this is it, like we either win or lose right now. Like if he misses, we're gonna win. If he scores, we're gonna lose. And then he scores, and there's like, and it just goes crazy. Like the arena, like there's like I looked over at their bench, and their bench was like half over the boards, like just piled on each other, and like everyone's like the fans. He scored right in front of their drinking area, and
the beer garden. Yep.
The beer garden. So everyone there was just going crazy, and he's like banging the boards to all the people, and you're just like, fuck.
Man, like I don't know about you, but I didn't even hear their goal horn. I just heard people screaming.
Like, I don't remember their goal horn. I just remember the feeling.
Damn.
Yeah, it was nuts, man. Yep.
Yeah, and that's another. See it happen. Like you just know
it's
what's
shitty,
gonna happen.
Like, yeah, like it was a shitty. Like once they scored, like I kind of knew like we were down.
There was like
you could tell on the
left.
bench. Yeah, and there was like the bench was just so deflated, and I remember thinking I was like, that's such a shitty way to end my career, like my junior career. Like fuck, Game 7 and
like
2 minutes left, shorty, like a trying a goal too, like shit.
Yeah, at the same time, like you gotta be like our team, like that was the closest series ever. That was
oh my god,
closest series, like closest series.
Like was there there ever a 2-game deficit? Like it was always just back and forth, right?
So we're just might as well run to you guys. So we won game 1 by 1 goal. They won game 2 by 2 goals with an empty netter, so 1 goal. They won game 3 by like 3 or 4 goals. I remember that.
Yeah.
And that game was on Friday night in Woodstock, and then we played on Sunday. And I went, and that was the most nervous I was for a game. And I've talked about this, is that it's weird. I think I talked about this with Nate and Keith. It's weird how I was more nervous for that game 4 than I was for game 7.
Yeah.
Or game 6.
I do remember that. Yeah.
And that's all I thought about for the next day or two. And like I was so nervous for that. Then we won that game in overtime. Then we lost the next game with 4 minutes left.
Yep.
Then we won game 6 by 2, and then we lost with 2 minutes left in game 7.
Oh.
Yep, 1 goal.
I mean, that
and
is
it was
a good
crazy.
Series.
Oh yeah, that's why you're just like fuck. Like it's just a bounce at that point, right?
Yeah.
But it's still tough. But it's cool too. Like you said, Jenny, when you step back and look at it, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was like there's not too many moments that are going to be like that when you play hockey, man. Like there's not too many games you're going to be in that's that important and with that magnitude to it. Like it was nuts.
Yeah, like Woodstock, really, I give credit to their city. Like after game 5, afternoon game, that was the first game my parents went to, and they had to wait to get in the arena, and they were like, what?
Yeah.
So then like game 7, they went like really early and stuff like that, but they had to wait to get in the arena, and they almost like missed the puck drop. But I went to I think I went to Wendy's after, because I was like, fuck, I was sad. I was like, hey, give me a burger, like made me feel a little better. And the drive-through person asked what the score of the game was. She's like, what was the score of the game? Last I heard, it was 2-2. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, you're working a Wendy's job, getting updates on the game? Like, and I'm like,
strange.
We lost 3-2 or 4-3, whichever it was. And she's like, and she was like happy, but then she was like, oh shit, like he's on the other team. She's like, oh, it's okay though. And I'm like, yeah, fuck you. Like, I saw you smile when I said that.
Go to Wendy's after the game, and even the server knows he lost.
Yeah. Well, she didn't. She just knew it was tied, and I had to break it to her that her team won.
Yeah.
So come on.
Like, like Woodstock's legit, man. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but do they like at the box office there? Like, is it not like Ticketmaster tickets too? Like, isn't it like legit?
I have no clue.
I'm pretty like that's what my grandma was saying. I was like, yeah, she had to like get like a ticket off of Ticketmaster to get into there. I was like, what? Really? Like,
oh yeah, like it was that was the coolest part. Like if that series would have been against a different team, it would have been cool, but not to the same magnitude. And like
no,
I remember going into game 6. I was like, I told my friends, I was like, I just want a game 7. Like I just want to experience that. Like in Woodstock, it's gonna be so awesome. Like I'll take the loss in game 7, but we cannot lose game 6. We need I want to experience this game 7.
Yeah,
and it was sweet. It was definitely really cool. Would have been nice to pot one, but
I know, man. Me too. I missed a couple. Like 2 open nets. Oh my god, I was so pissed at myself.
2 breakaways.
Yeah, I had 2 fucking breakaways back to back.
You on both of them.
Yeah,
it's funny, but
so shitty. Like
it is shitty. Like it's unfortunate. It's just bounces.
I'm not even. Yeah, like take it. I'm not a speed guy to begin with, but like you caught me right at the end of my shifts both times. So I was like, no fucking way. Like I have no gas.
Yeah, the one was 4-on-4 too, and we was on Olympic ice. So it's like the biggest ice you play on is 4-on-4. And I was like, fuck, Jenny, come on, buddy.
I did the same thing both times. Like I just stood in their blue line and like did nothing until their defense looked away, then just snuck behind him every time. I did but
that was a sweet series. Like that's definitely that's so fun to talk about. We'll definitely have to talk about it with Brez because he had a really good series when Brzezinski comes on.
Yeah, he did. He was a big.
He stepped up for sure, but that's just like, like it's crazy how much how impactful that can be on you. Even though like it's just junior C, right? It's still junior hockey, and it's crazy.
Yeah.
I think wrapping it up, we'll move on. I think. Yeah, I don't think everyone else is going to enjoy this as much as we did talking about that series.
No, it's interesting.
What are the things you think you need to do to work on and stuff like that for Niagara? Like, what are the things you think you need to improve on to be able to play there and stuff?
Probably get a little put a couple pounds on for sure, and just get faster. Because like it's going to be like starting junior all over again, right? I'm coming in. I'm pretty sure I'm the youngest guy in the draft class coming in this year. So I'll be 21 by the time I get there, but I'll be playing with like 24, 25-year-olds. So and that's been there, and it's going to be basically just like starting junior over again. But
new experience.
So it's going to be crazy. Like I think we're on the road first game, and I think we play in Cornell, and Cornell's like a legit team, and I can't wait to go to like all the just all like the historic barns and see everything. Man, I can't
that'll
wait.
Definitely be so cool.
Like I think too. I think we might even play on Christmas Eve outdoors.
Oh wow!
Against Buffalo State. Yeah, I think we play New Era Field.
Wow.
If I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Yeah, is there any games you got like circled, right? Like is there any big names? Like what big names are you guys playing? Like not to put you on the spot, but is there any that you know for sure that you're excited for?
Definitely Syracuse, because that was a lot of my family go to school down there, so they'll be
Syracuse?
Out to watch like Syracuse.
Oh, that's gonna be
they have a D1 program now, so we'll be playing them and Notre Dame. Looking forward to playing Notre Dame too. Yeah,
that's a big game.
And I can't wait, man, because like even like they're coming off their year this year. They're on the way to the tournament, and all this stuff went down, and I was so pissed about that. But it's just a good good school, like good people there, and the facilities are so nice. Like they were like it's like a private school, so it's basically like going to high school again, because I think the max they have in a class is like 18. I think
that's good.
Wow.
And so you get like a little one-on-one there, which would be nice.
Yeah,
and
that's really good.
The facility is actually so nice. Like the school funds the hockey program like a ton of money. I think we're the most funded team on campus, and they just put like I think like $5 or $6 million into the arena, and they got like a new like jumbotron, all the lights and whatnot, like presidential suites, and
that's awesome.
It's legit, man. I can't wait.
I can't wait. And like you said, going on the road, like looking at the schedule. I'm looking at the schedule of last year, and they played in Minnesota, like at the Minnesota, not Duluth, the other one, Minnesota, not State, but what I'm talking about. And that's like they sell out that arena every game. And Denver, that's a huge one. They went to Denver. That's also a huge one. And Penn State, like that'll be so cool going in those arenas. Like you see the white out in Penn State, and like Penn State averaged over 100% attendance last year.
I can't wait, man. Like for me growing up, like the college route was like always on my mind, and like I always like studied a lot of things going on in that league. So like going to play those teams is just going to be like just like Game 7, like something you have to like just enjoy the moment and take it all in. Like, I'm gonna be blown away my first year.
Yeah,
For
sure. Yeah, that'll definitely be cool.
Yeah.
Game 7 won't seem so significant anymore once it's one of the smaller crowds you're playing in front of.
And then if that is, man, like, ooh,
yeah,
I don't even know. It's gonna be nuts.
Yeah,
I
we'll
wish
definitely keep
nothing
updated.
but the best for your future career, and I'm jealous. It sounds like a great experience to dabble in, and
it's also huge that you're still close to home, right? Like, that's definitely big.
Yeah, it's nice. I think it's an hour and a half from home. So
yeah, like that's pretty rare. That's pretty rare that you can get a Division I school so close, right?
Yeah, like I thought for sure I was moving at least like 6 hours plus away.
Yeah. No, that's great.
Yeah, I'll definitely lucked out with that.
Yeah, I think it's about time to wrap it up, boys.
Yeah, that was perfect.
Yeah, thanks so much for coming on, Jenny. That was a great episode.
Yeah.
No, thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it.
Well, definitely, if we're still going after your first year, we'll definitely get you back.
Yeah,
for
maybe
sure.
Maybe mid-season if we're still going. We'll see how long the podcast stays.
Yeah, man, for sure. Like, let me know. I'll be down.
Yeah, if you follow, we'll keep in touch, and that was great to talk to you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, man. Yep. Have a good one, boys.
All right, take care.